Let's party. So, if you've heard me speak on some of this fun stuff, you're going to hear a lot of repeat stuff. Why do you think you're going to hear a lot of repeat stuff?
Because it's good.
Well, absolutely, Rob. No, duh. Everything comes out of my mouth is good. What else? Why am I repeating it?
You're reiterating it.
Reiterating, absolutely. Providing the importance. Main question, are you doing it? Probably not. All right.
Not all of it.
Not all of it. I like that. And that's exactly it. We're not gonna do this all in one fell swoop. So today, I want us to have a discussion more so than just me being the talking head up here, talking to you and telling you about this stuff. Because it's all stuff you've heard before. Nothing's gonna blow your mind, but it's about the implementation of it, the importance of it to drive you to continue doing it over and over again. So first thing I want to ask, have we all heard of a database touch plan before? Yes? Maybe not. Brand new. Yeah. What's the importance of this program?
They contact people who touch them, say hi.
Say hi, connect with them.
People tend to forget, I mean, that we are in real estate.
I'm going to tell you a funny story, not funny ha because it's going to pain you. This is kind of what we were talking about Radha. So who knows Radha Rastagi? So for those who don't know Radha, so Radha's our #1 agent here. She's a solo agent, and she's been in business. Do you know how long?
18 years.
18 years. Okay. And
18 or 19, yeah.
can you describe Radha's personality without it being me describing? Very calm, confident, no BS. Is that fair?
To the point.
Very to the point, okay? And who's done an open house lately? We all done it, right? Brought in an open house couple weeks ago. Got some buyers who walked in and they were not pre-qualified, didn't have an agent. 9 days later, they were in contract with it. Ooh, who would not love that? Yeah, absolutely. She deserves a round of applause. And I was talking to Priyanka about this, and how do you think she got that? It's because of that confidence, the to the point. She's giving information. She has a ton of valuable information inside of it. So your test here with this is not just about, there's 2 points to it, right? There's the doing the activity, but then there's making sure what you're doing is worth it, right? Can we send mailers out to a whole neighborhood, 5,000, and not get anything back? Absolutely. People perfect that all the time. Absolutely. We want to go beyond that. We want to get to a spot where every action we have has a positive potential reaction. And there's actually thought in place when we make that action. Because especially in real estate, I can't tell you how many agents I've met with. If you haven't read the MREA book, The Millionaire Real Estate Agent, part of what they talk about that book is they talk about building teams. And I'll meet with agents, and I just had this conversation with Radha, and she tried to build a team and it just didn't work. So she's like, you know what? Not going to do it anymore. Not going to happen. And it doesn't mean because you tried it, you did it the right way. So we really want to focus on one, doing it, yes, but then also the important part is doing it the right way. So the plan that I'm going to show you here today, this 60 touch plan, let me move this to the other side. It's all about taking shots. That's what we want to do here. But when we're taking those shots, we want them to be good shots. We want them to be actual value inside of it. So in that conversation I was having with Radha and Yvette Peterson from Santa Clara, it was around Popeyes and not the chicken place, but Popeyes, going by someone's house, giving a gift, every quarter, saying, hey, thinking of you, here's a bottle of wine.
Myrna does that.
Huh?
Myrna does that a lot.
Myrna does that. Myrna crushes that, absolutely. So Radha was talking and she said she had a client from 9 years ago that she sold a house to reach out and say, hey, hey, you sold us a house 9 years ago, and now we're thinking about buying another one. Here's a couple I would like you to look at, right? Sends them the properties. Doesn't even make Radha work and say, we're looking for this criteria. She sends her the property. She hasn't talked to them in 9 years. She's not sending them a bunch of mailers, not sending them touches and things like that. So what opportunities has she potentially missed out on with that 9-year gap in between there?
9 years of referral.
9 years of referrals, exactly. They like her enough and remember her enough that 9 years later, they're gonna go right to her in a market that has thousands and thousands and thousands of agents. And you're probably getting what, 5 pieces of mail a month from different real estate agents? So that's 9 years of potential referrals. So that's what I want you to think about when we're having this discussion. It's not about helping them buy or sell. That can happen and will happen, but it's about them giving referrals. It's about Patrick showing up in their minds as the person to give the referral to. That's where we want to be, and that's what this is geared to do. So you've all heard me talk about this many times before. What are some things you want to make sure I touch on today, or questions you have about a solid database touch plan?
How often to touch base,
How often, okay?
especially the sphere of influence.
Okay. And just so you know, everything we're going through here, it can be tweaked in any way to be farming, right? You can make this a farming thing. How I've kind of done it here today is more of a database sphere of influence kind of plan here. These are people that already know you. You're not like, you got to open house leads, you know, they're across the street. Sure, you can put them on there, but these are people that kind of already have a connection with you, okay? So how often are we doing it? What else?
In what way are we doing it?
What we're doing?
Yeah, I mean, like, I mean, are we calling them up, are we
Yeah.
just like, setting up a coffee or?
Zoom, feel free to chime in too. What are the questions you have around database touch plan?
The variety of content you're reaching out with.
With a plan to keep in contact on a regular basis.
Finding the time.
I send them marketplace and everything, but I wanna know how should I talk with them about their life? Not
Okay.
just this.
So how to create connection?
Yes.
Anything else?
Data accuracy, making sure you have all the correct information,
Like your data or the data you're providing?
the data you're providing.
So on,
Yeah, I think I missed the point.
no, well, I'll even tell you this, right? It's even more important in the sense, just get it out there. If the data's not accurate, they'll call you and be like, hey, is it really?
Good, yeah.
Oh. What I said, this house really sell for $3 million? Right, so you don't wanna become a perfectionist to that side, because then, oh my gosh, you're up until 2 a.m. making sure the flyer's good, like, I'll be honest, I completely forgot I was teaching today. And I didn't have a presentation done for you guys, so you almost got Eric just sitting up here like, all right, we're gonna talk about this. And I could spend a lot of time making this all pretty for you. But I don't, because I know that's not what it's about. It's about getting the content to the people, having them see your name in the email inbox, in their mailbox, right? That's what they want, seeing that you sent them a text or you gave them a bottle of wine, whatever it may be. Okay, anything else you want to add to that? Are we good? All right, and I want you guys to challenge me too on things you see. You want me to dive deeper into it? I will dive deeper into it, okay? All right, so here's what we're gonna talk about today. The consistency, heard me talk about consistency in every class I teach, the consistency is the first thing that we're going to talk about. It's always the most important thing. I'm gonna keep going, I mean, literally to show you, Rhoda has $1 million business and she has holes in that business that could probably earn her another $1 million, right? We're all human, we all do things, stop doing things and go, oh, I need to get back to doing that because we get busy, like Rob was saying. How do we have time for these things? Rod has sent someone a bottle of wine, and Yvette had the same problem, sent someone a bottle of wine one year, and then the next year sent them glasses, and then the third year didn't do anything. What kind of calls do you think she was getting? Rhonda, where's my wine? Where is that? Yvette and team, you guys did, cookies, right?
Yeah.
And, the cookies then blew up because Steph Curry like showed up in the place and it went viral. And then I think you didn't do cookies. I don't know if it was this year.
We do, Antoine's cookies.
Yeah, Angela, yeah, exactly. And missed the cookie time and she had people calling saying, didn't get my cookies. Where are my cookies at? So consistency is key. We're gonna talk about why this works, the content, and then we're gonna go dive deeper into the emails that we're sending, the direct mail we're sending, the events that we can do, items of value, gifts, and then the calls that we're gonna make, how to make connection when we're on those phone calls. All right, so first, consistency. Create a system that makes it easily repeatable. This is your first task that you have. Even before you go into how complicated you can make it, because we can make it very complicated. You know, I'm gonna do these big 4 events. I'm gonna send out 36 emails. I'm gonna make 4 calls a year to them. But if you don't have a system to follow or a plan to follow, it's never gonna get done. And then if you do it 1 year, but you're just kind of wheeling and dealing it, what happens when you get busy? Things start falling off. Oh, well, I got these people I'm working with, so I didn't send this out. So you have to make this a system that is repeatable. You don't have to go all 60, right? In the MREA, it's 36 or 32, I think, in the MREA, it went up to 36. And now when I'm talking to top producers, they're up in the 60, 90 range of touches a year to people in their sphere of influence. So just a matter of getting this stuff going, okay? Actually, the guy you're gonna see for Business Planning Clinic on October 25th, he does 90 touches, okay? He's one of Gary's top agents. Don't give and take away. This is what I was talking about with the wine, with Rod or the cookies, right? Those calls are good, right? If they're calling you saying, I want my cookies, that's still a good call, right? You're still getting that interaction. That means they're still thinking of you. But let's say we don't have a tight relationship, right? And then I give something and then the consistency stops. What happens? I'll give you 1 second. What happens when that consistency stops? How does that reflect on you?
For business, you forget about that.
You don't follow through, right? So you want to make sure that when we're doing these things, it's also showing up at this is how hard you work for them. This is what I put into you. So when you put me to work, this is what I'm going to do. Rob.
How big are these databases?
All over the place.
Cause my database got 15,000 in it.
That's insanely big. Yeah.
I know, I mean, that's why I'm thinking, maybe I better go to like a Buffini 100.
Absolutely.
I've got 100 of them working, and then let my VAs work the rest of them to grow them as a seed.
So the way you can look at this is maybe your VIPs, right? There's someone at Mega Camp that we heard from that has 50 VIP clients, makes $1 million a year just off of those 50 people, pours everything into those 50
Yeah,
people.
or 90 touches into 50 people.
Exactly. And so spends all the money there. Does that mean all the other people that they talk to, that they don't have any touches? No, it's just more low touch, a little less costly. So you can take this.
Send them an email once in a while.
Exactly. Say, break it down into, okay, high-end stuff I'm gonna do for these people. Then other people, it's just gonna be emails, maybe some direct mail, phone calls, right? Those are lower costs. But when it comes to spending money, custom gifts, things like that, I'm gonna spend it to my VIPs. Alan Wayne. You may not want me telling you this, Simran, so don't tell Alan I'm giving away budget here. But Alan does a holiday party every year. Has anyone you've heard of Alan's holiday party?
Yeah, you sing there too.
Yeah, absolutely. So Alan does a holiday party and he only invites a certain amount of people. I would guess it's probably around 100. Simran, tell me if you want to correct me on how many people he brings in there. But he invites only special people. Who are those people that he invites? Someone in the last 36 months or so that have given him referrals or done business with him. And so he told me this funny story with his cousins, where everyone wants to be at this party. We're talking, you're getting wonderful food, there's prizes, there's entertainment. It's usually in Palo Alto. He goes above and beyond, spending $30,000+ on this event for these people. Now, his cousins were like, are you on I didn't get an invite this year. Did you get an invite? How come Kevin got an invite and I didn't get get an invite. He said, Kevin sent me a referral. So Kevin got in. So you can have standards, Rob, like that, where these people get treated this way because they're giving me referrals or they're doing business with me, and then have like a VIP list and work it down. We used to do our, just rate everyone A, B, and C, and we called the A's our VIPs. So when we did a movie event, we rented out a theater. And did you guys hear like AMC tried a thing where they tried to make the seats in the middle more expensive than like the seats on the outside?
Said yes.
Stupid. When they already got rid of it. But so what we did was we boxed off the middle seats for when we had that client event, and it had a little thing around it, like a little caution tape that said VIPs. What did that create when people went to the event? Yes. People kept going, hey, how do I get in there? How do I get into that spot? And we said, all you gotta do is you do business with us or you send us a referral. Well, I got 2 people who I get, all right. Yeah.
So what if you're like, I'm a new agent, and what if I have no past clients? So how do we do the, sending out gifts, and who do we send them out to?
What is your sphere of influence made up of?
Friends, family?
Past coworkers, yeah, all those people. And you start small. It doesn't have to be whopping. We don't have to be at 15,000 from the start, right? A solid database, 200 people. It's a solid database. You'll make good income off 200 people. And that's where just kind of focusing inward on giving them great service, even if it is small, and then building it as you go. But we invited a lot of people who were to our events that were just leads. We met at open houses, whatever. People go do free stuff all the time, right? They get our mailers, they got our emails and things like that. They got phone calls from us. They just didn't get the higher end gifts and things like that. But absolutely, yeah.
So, touching back on the example that you were giving for Radha, the 2 years, we send a wine, and I've been doing this not for my sphere of influence, but for all the 3 clients that I closed, as first home buyers. I went and met with them, on their, for Diwali, and then, for their first year home anniversary, took them out for dinner and everything. So for how many years are we supposed to be doing it? Every year? So should I be sending them, taking a gift for them every Diwali since I started the Diwali?
Yes, that's why you want to make it repeatable. So don't do something so big that the next year you give them something, they're like, great, this is the one I got last year. Now, a closing gift is different than your kind of standard gift you're gonna be given throughout the year. And that's like, don't go full bore into everything. You want thoughtfulness as well as high-end feel, right? Especially in the market that we're in, this is a high-end market. So you need to have some of that high-end touch. And we all got dogs, right? We all have pets and things that we love to do. I don't care how much money you're making. You take your kid to the park, right? When you go to a festival or anything like that, your kid gets face paint. So you can do a picnic in the park where there's face paint and balloon animals and things like that. And that's not costing you a ton of money. So that's where you want to just make sure you can do this repeatable. And that's why I'm telling you, don't start just whopping big. I'm going to do what Alan's doing and do this high-end thing. You want to start small and then you grow from there.
I was gonna say, with the Bill Howe months ago, and Will Guitar was in the stage talking about when he bought an apartment in New York. He wished that it paid in the bought him, what did I text you the other day? Picture of,
Like a Ring doorbell?
no, the outlet funds.
Oh. Yeah.
So I just thought that was for my next closing this week.
Yeah.
The monthly baby, mom's super emotionally expressive. I know they'll probably take out of that.
Yeah. We're all practical people, right? They're not living, they don't have butlers doing stuff for them all the time and things like that. So just remember, they're all human beings too. So you can give them convenience as well. You don't have to go big, but a closing gift is different than
Yeah, of course.
monthly. What was the other thing I was gonna say? Leverage, so don't take it away. This reflects poorly on your business like we were talking about, and then leverage smart plans, okay? So you have technology, even if you don't want to invest in technology, you have technology in your hands already that you can create a smart plan yourself or use someone else's smart plan that's going to tell you when to do this stuff. Does everyone have the command app downloaded on their phone?
Yeah.
So, the app tells you what to do. So what you want to do is you want to treat technology like your assistant in the sense where it's like, I get up, what do I need to do today? Who do I need to call? Do I need to send out my monthly newsletter? Do I need to send out, the direct mail pieces and things like that? So you got to really get technology working for you because your life is going to get more complicated. I have a 5-month-old. I did not know my life would get so complicated, and it's a whole new life at this point, right? I never forget to wear my watch. Since she was born, always forget to wear my watch because I get changed in 3 different rooms now. You're gonna see like where my office is, there's shoes and my clothes because I'll have to do it in there if she's sleeping in the other room, whatever it may be. So everything's in disarray. The only thing we can rely on is technology to be able to consistently tell us, this is where you need to be, this is what you have to do, send this out right now. So make sure you're leveraging technology as far as that's concerned. Any questions on this or anything else you want me to dive deeper into? Do you get it? This is the most important part. You have to build a plan and a plan that you're gonna follow, okay? Kelsey, you look so bored. All right, why it works. So I think we all understand this. It allows you to capitalize on pre-built trust, right? So this is where we want to invest in people that we know will invest back in us. Like Rob was saying, those 15,000 people are probably made up of, there's probably some leads in there, right? It goes all over the place.
Mobile home park.
Mobile home parks, yeah. So we want to go heavy into the ones that we know care about us or that will pick up the phone when we call. We don't need to go that heavy into leads. As you start building a connection with those leads, I've gotten referrals from people I've never sold a house to that I met at open houses that were internet leads just because I focus on the connection first and foremost. So pre-built trust is key. The frequency of the impressions is going to gain the mind share. So this is why when we're doing 90 or 60 touches, they're not all going to hit. We're going to send out the monthly updates and no one's going to read them. But what we want is when someone says, I'm looking to buy, they're going to think Goggendeep because they know Goggendeep is constantly in the marketplace. That's what we want them to know. 1 in 10 people in a database convert into a closing over time. Now, I don't always believe these numbers. There's numbers all over the place that you can read as far as how many people need to be in your database to do X, Y, and Z. These are statistics that you pull from research places, but this is a good ratio to have in the sense that you want to build your database up big enough to kind of fund the business that you want to build. So if you're looking to close 10 houses, make sure you have at least 100 people in there. You want to go 20, right? You want to get up there. Make sure making sure it's systematized as far as consistency is concerned is also what makes it easier for you is because it's systematized. You're not waking up every day trying to guess what it is, what kind of value can I get to people. Build these plans out. The leadership team's meeting in November to plan all of our events as much as possible for 2024. Right? We want to follow a plan. We don't want the plan to essentially try to follow us, right? We're doing our thing and then we have to figure everything else out the second time. And then I think the biggest thing, this is the highest ROI you're going to get, right? When you're investing in internet leads or things like that, 1 out of 100 of those people, and that's consistently I've seen throughout all of my years in real estate, 1 out of 100 are going to actually do business with you. So this is the best place that you can invest your money is into the people that you care about, people that you want to build trust with. All right, so let's talk about content. Don't go crazy into trying to figure out content. You're not a YouTuber, like, these people that are trying to make millions of dollars off of viewers and things like that. The information is out there that these people want to hear. Now, the first thing I'll talk about is you want to be able to answer questions, right? So you think about Google, right? You ever put something in Google and then what does it say? Other people asked, blah, 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 blah. That's what you want to think about. So what did your buyer just ask you? I think I just talked about this with you, right? You had a situation where an offer didn't get accepted because the buyers are unrealistic in the price that they're going to offer. So now you're going to make content over how to get your offer accepted in this marketplace. Rada gave me an example the other day that she had, it was those buyers that walked into the open house and they said, we don't know because we're seeing that interest rates are like up in the 7s. And she said, well, let's see what your interest rate would be. And she got it at 6.5. So there's a lot of preconceived things that people have in their head, and you can help answer those questions. So think in your content, how can you help answer questions? Where, if, you're saying, oh, I don't know what questions people have. I don't have a bunch of people I'm working with right now. Where could you go find this information out?
The web. Google it.
Internet, Google it, yeah. Chat
Real estate
GPT.
Stress points. Try it.
Chat GPT is gonna tell you everything. It's gonna scour the web for you, right? What are their top 10 seller questions for real estate? It's gonna tell you everything. Create content on that. Where else can you find out what the questions are? Are there other people making these videos? Yes.
You can also, yeah, you can look on other agents' Instagram, you can also use ChatGPT.
So it's all out there. Go find your favorite real estate YouTuber from another state or another, marketplace. Just take what they're doing and do it yourself. You got the script right there. The key thing is you want to be a content creator as far as that's concerned, and not just a consumer, right? When you see good content, give it out there. If it's something that we're going to read in the headlines and it'd be very interesting for us, guess who also wants to hear about it? Your clients, right? So you want them to engage in your stuff. So you want to be able to, if they have questions, you want to be able to answer them. Who enjoys a Diet Coke from time to time in here? Just Kelsey, Patrick. A couple months ago, there was a big thing about the aspartame, right, leading to cancer and things like that. Headline getter right there, right? These are types of things when you're talking to your clients, right? It's fun chatter, fun conversation to have. Don't just be shoving real estate down people's throats. That's not what they want. Had an agent that I've been working with, trying to coach them up and get their social media presence to a better level to where people are engaging with it. And all she's doing right now is just posting real estate everything. Don't worry, they're not in our office. Just real estate everything. Who posts pretty consistently on social media, not just real estate, but just posts? What gets more engagement?
I'm starting to do it, non-real estate.
Real estate doesn't get the
Real estate doesn't.
No. Your own stuff.
Yeah.
That's what people want to
Real life
engage
stuff,
with. Yeah.
what-
Personal things get more engagement. So if we know that, then what's the purpose of doing the real estate stuff?
Remind everyone that you're a realtor.
That's it. It's mind share. That's all it is. And when it does come time, you want them to go to that.
I'll just share a little something, I was at a play this Sunday and a friend's friend, who's a food blogger, she saw me, we have spoken on the phone, but we are friends on Facebook and, I follow her recipes and everything. And recently, because I've started to post more, so she saw my post about, my alumni group and I know how I'm supporting, this Narika, women empowerment and all. So she introduced me to her friends saying, that if anytime you have a real estate need, here is Nimita, a very caring and thoughtful realtor.
That is great.
So I was like, oh my God, and I was like really touched, so I could understand the importance of posting on social media.
Yeah. And we don't even talk about, I'm not even talking about social media. I don't want you to consider social media a cut. But remember, when I meet you at an open house, when I see your ad somewhere, whatever it may be, I get your name in my brain, I get a referral, talk to Namisha, where am I going? Going right here to my little database to find all information I can possibly find about you. And what's one of the best places to do it that's not static, it's social media. Now, I'm not telling you to hang out there and just scroll your life away, but just be purposeful with it. Put things on there so that people can see what you do. I talked to an agent yesterday from BQ, and they post on Redbook, which is the Chinese kind of version of Instagram. They post all business on there, and then on Instagram, all personal. And I'm like, why are you not, intertwining it together? If I just found you on Instagram, I don't know what you do. Looks like you like to go to beaches. That's great. But I have no idea that you also sell real estate. So you need to make sure 80-20 rule, right? 80% personal, 20% business when you're putting it on there. And then putting direct calls to action. What's a call to action? I know this one. It's simple. Call me today to find out blank, right? You wanna do something where you're not just giving them information away, you wanna tease them with information as well. So MOFers make offer for immediate response, you know, I was just telling you about, Prada and someone thought it was gonna be a 7% interest rate, actually got them at, oh, it's 6.25, they got them at 6.25. And yeah, but you don't know until you do know. So I'm here, you know, you do a little quick video. I'm hearing a lot of people worried about interest rates in this market. And I actually got someone a 6.25 interest rate. And there are, you can even, don't even put 6.25, say 0.75 lower than what they were thinking. Contact me today to find out how we did that. Now, is the answer simple? Yeah, they just got pre-qualified, they got a lot of money, they got a great credit score, right? Those are things, yeah.
Well, it brings up other ideas too, because people are not only looking for homes, but they're looking for help. They might need a mover, they might need credit repair.
Exactly. We're gonna talk about that, but your allied resources, right? Think, you know, when I need a plumber. First place we go to Yelp, right? We go on Google, we try to.
No, call me, I'm your realtor.
That's what we want it to be. That's what we want it to be. And that's where this kind of delivery and making sure you're consistently in touch with them, it makes it to where you're that person they're going to think of. I know Rob's got someone. Rob called us the other day and gave us a HVAC guy, someone who's, you know, had a deal, someone he's worked with before. Right? So you want to be that person for everything that's home related. All right.
One time I had clients call me to ask me where the best place to put the chair is for the Morgan Hill Parade.
For the what?
Morgan Hill Parade.
Oh, okay.
They called me, hey, where's the best place to put our chairs? And I had a great talk with them, and then ended up being half an hour talking about real estate.
It's the beauty of real estate. I love that. So, the how often, first question. You gotta be doing this monthly. There has to be at least one touch going out monthly. Now, I know you guys have heard me talk about 12 emails, one a month. This is 36. This is three emails a month. Does that sound like too much?
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot. Does that mean you have to do 3? No, it doesn't. But I just told you about someone who's making $2 million a year doing 90. Okay. So in this particular agent, when he was sharing his touch program, he does 36 emails, so 3 a month. He does hot listings in one. He does a video email in another one. And then he's answering questions in the third one. So he's reusing content over and over again. Does what you send in email form, could it also go in direct mail form? Absolutely. All your emails can be turned into a
or flyer.
exactly, a newsletter. So don't think everything you send out cannot be recycled a couple times again. Are they reading every one of our emails? That would be great. I would love that call. Hey, you sent me this thing in the mail. You already sent that to me via email. And I'm like, well, that's great. Thank you, Rob, for reading everything that I sent. Right now, you know, VIP. Put them to the top. Right. So hot listings. What are hot listings?
Homes that have been on the market a while. Customer, I'm ready to negotiate.
Maybe there's negotiation. Yeah. Maybe the price is under $1 million, right? Maybe it's something that you see that's, oh man, this will probably go fast. About 200,000 or what the neighbor's house went for, and it looks pretty similar.
It could be a big service.
The beauty is it's whatever you want it to be, but you're sending it saying, hey, this is something, Gavin, you should look out for. Could be a great investment, heck, in Texas. Show them the ROI. So something that is of value when it comes to listings, it also shows your expertise. You're looking out for them. Namisha, I wanted to keep you in mind when it came to this property, because I'm thinking about you. Whenever I'm going through real estate, I find something off market. Do you want to be the first to know if there is something available in your neighborhood that your friends could potentially move into? Video, answering questions, right? Like we were talking about building content around answering questions. You need to get comfortable on video. How many times, has anyone ever asked anybody like, hey, have you ever thought about shooting video? Probably not. I do it a lot because I talk to real estate agents a lot about doing that. And it does not matter their looks, their size, their culture, you name it. We all hate shooting video. We all hate it. We all are uncomfortable with it. So just get comfortable with it. People already see your face. They already know what it looks like. You want them to hear your voice because you want that help with the connection. You need to be able to show that personality through there. Now, if you're feeling very stiff when you do it, how's that going to change?
Practice and practice and practice.
Sit.
That's what I'm telling myself every day.
That's it. Look in the mirror and tell yourself that. A really good example that my bold coach gave me one time is we were all sitting in a room looking this way, and he goes, pretend that Kim Kardashian was walking through the back of the room, and everyone went like this, and looked at the back of the room like Kim Kardashian was walking in the back. And he said, when I said that, you all looked back and you all had a thought in your head, right? If you saw Kim walking through that door, we all would have a judgment in our head. Some of us are gonna go, oh my gosh, she's gorgeous. I wish I could beat her this. Some of you are gonna think, oh, get that out of here. So we're all gonna have a judgment. So know that it doesn't matter what you look like, doesn't matter what you sound like, doesn't matter the color of your skin or the accent that you have. People are gonna judge, and just be okay with it. We want them thinking stuff. Even if they weren't going to judge or they're judging harshly, is that someone who's gonna necessarily use you in the first place? No, it doesn't matter, bless you. It's about connecting with those who want to hear from you and see that you're doing what you're doing, okay? BombBomb is a great tool to use for video email. Market updates, this should be your foundation. Kelsey gives it to you every month. If that's not going off to your clients, you're missing out big time as far as just send that out at least. Neighborhood info. So this becomes a little bit harder when you're sending it maybe to people in Pleasanton, people in Palo Alto, people in Cupertino. You can't really get super local, but you can organize this in your database. Here's all the people that live up the peninsula. Here's all the people in the South Bay. Here's all the people in the East Bay. Could you send specific emails to specific people? Absolutely, you can. So keep your info local events, okay? If you have kids, like I do now, that's all I care about is what are things that the girl can get entertained with, so that I don't have to parent for like 5 minutes. That'd be fantastic. So make sure you're giving events and things like that for people to go do. There's a rodeo at the Cow Palace in San Francisco.
We have the Living Silicon Valley every Tuesday.
Testimonials. Why are testimonials important to send out?
Because other people can kind of.
Absolutely. They can see the success stories. They get a taste of it. Are they always Googling your name to see what you did? No. Some of them do, sure. Those are obsessive people. But they're not going to be Googling you all the time. So you need to be able to send that information to them so that you are not always the person, so that they don't have to actively go in there and see what great things are going on with Demisha. And when they see something that says another happy client or help save this person $100,000 or put this person in the best school district in the area, when they see that, what are they seeing? That you're winning, that you're successful. So do not be shy about sharing testimonials. Vendor offerings, like Rob was saying. One of the first things I did when I got my real estate license was I attended Bold. And one of the first activities they had you do was the Yellow Pages exercise. And they had you go through every letter in the alphabet and find a vendor inside of each one of those until you had 100. Building your vendor affiliate list is one of the best partnerships that you can have, because when someone owns a home, what happens? Everything breaks down all the freaking time. All the time. Dishwasher, this is leaking. That's broken now. The garage door's not opening anymore. So you have to be able to, and it's a really easy cheat when you're calling on the phone. hey, how's the house right now? Anything not working? I have a list of people ready to go for you. The other thing that this is really good for is getting referrals from your vendors. Our plumbers in people's houses all the time, right? HVAC people, they're in people's houses all the time. They don't all have a realtor that they're going to send them to. So if you're constantly giving referrals to these people, what can you hold them accountable for? Referrals. So build a great vendor offering. Economic and rate updates. This is where I think we're missing the mark the most. Robert Cruz in our office here does this fantastic. Brett Jennings as well. You guys know Brett Jennings with real estate experts. He's big on really understanding the data and things going on in the marketplace, and he can convey it really well. But we have a lot of smart people in the Bay Area. So the deeper you dive into all that data, some of it may not be true, absolutely. But it shows your smarts, your business acumen, shows what you're paying attention to. Do they feel more comfortable that they can rely on you when it comes to what's going on in the housing market? And if now is the right time to buy or time to sell, if you're showing them the data that you do understand what's happening, you become the trusted resource. So make sure you're giving those updates. Closings. Oh. I don't even know what I was writing down. You show your past work, things that you just did. If you just sold something, whatever it may be, and then tips. This is an easy one. I was just talking to Amy Pan yesterday. Amy got her license 12 months ago, and she's closed 9 transactions. Raise your hand if you'd like to close 9 transactions in 12 months. Yes, absolutely. So I asked Amy, what's your background? Where'd you come from? Like. And she said, interior design. And I said, well, do you find, is that your superpower? And 7 of them are from open houses. And she goes, yeah, when someone comes into an open house, I just start telling them, oh, you could do this here, you could take this there, you can move this over here, you can make this is more better this way. Da, 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 da. So people are always looking at different ways to feng shui their house, different tips as far as that's concerned. What other tips can you be giving when it comes to what you're sending via email?
Home maintenance tips.
Home maintenance. Could your vendors give you some of that content? Hey, it's 95 degrees outside. I want to make sure I don't run my AC unit into the ground. What are some ways that I can keep that life of that as long as possible? All right, give them some actual value that can help them. People read that stuff all the time. I'll give you an example. One of the agents I used to coach in Sacramento, so she would send out an email every month, and these are people that she hasn't met before, leads she'll email this out to. But Sacramento was doing a water conservation shtick around if you got the fake lawn, right, artificial turf, and they were giving you a rebate if you ordered this got all new lawn and things, you got a rebate. So she sent that to all her people, and these are leads, people she's not met in person. And someone forwarded her own email, thinking he was sending it to his wife, and said, hey, this is that Amanda in Sacramento chick that sends us emails. This is pretty cool. I think we should do that. Now, would you get that email normally? Would you ever know that they got value from that email? Probably not. They're probably not like, I gotta go on there and thank Amanda for sending that. No. But that gives you insight that just because you're sending it and they're not engaging it back with you doesn't mean they're not getting value from it, or that they don't find that valuable. So that's where tips like that, you want to make sure you're sharing. Any questions or things on emails? How many emails are you sending a month right now to your database? It's not a public shame. What? Market update?
Yeah.
Sometimes do it, but I have the other one, living.
The living one.
The living.
What did you say? Nothing yet? Nothing yet. Yeah. 1 is good. 2 is great. 3 is best.
Where,
I guess the market updates are in the email, but can we forward them or something or what? I don't have command of email.
Oh, the neighborhood
I don't
nurture,
do that,
yeah. Kelsey, can you speak on that?
please.
When you send out the market update, how are agents sending that via email?
Yes, you can use that in MailChimp or in Command. There's two different like ways you can use it. In Command, it tells you using Command and it links to an HTML, which you then import. And there's a how-to step-by-step on that too. Once you do it a couple times, it's pretty simple to import it.
It's a little flip book.
But yeah.
Okay.
So that's already formatted for you, the whole flip book report is there, the report, living Silicon Valley is Bay Area events. And those come out every single month. And or we can do it for you for $10.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I have a question for Kelsey actually. So Kelsey, command versus MailChimp. I mean, it's the same contacts, right, in both?
Same context, the MailChimp is a little easier user face,
Yeah, MailChimp, I would,
and it gives you analytics back, right?
yeah, it
Yeah.
does.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you just have to keep your contacts, you know, like when you're adding contacts in Command, it would be another place to add contact.
Got it.
But it is easier to use for email.
MailChimp?
Is this mind blowing? It's really, it's nothing special here, right? Again, the important thing is what we talked about in the beginning, consistency.
What if you don't have any testimony?
Don't send testimonials yet, so you get them.
You know, that kind of like really ups the game.
Yeah. Who could write you a BS testimonial about how good you are?
Lots of people.
Tons of
Is
people.
that okay to do?
Yeah, what about references in LinkedIn?
Yeah,
I mean, maybe you don't have a reference for selling a home, but past work experience showing that you are a confident person.
they don't have to say they bought a house from you or sold your house. Say what a hard
Well,
worker
it's
you are.
enough money, I'll buy the testimony.
I'll hold you up on that.
Yeah. I had, I mean, that's what I tell all new agents, like, go through your database, do a database touch and say, hey, would you like a $25 gift card to Starbucks, to Pete's, to whatever? And say, if you write me a testimonial just about, what my character and what I put in effort wise, I would truly appreciate it. And I'll send you a gift card.
And that's like what, Rate My Agent?
You can use whatever you want to use. I would tell you Yelp, Google, and Zillow are the best. Yelp will absolutely see through if someone's logging into Yelp for the first time and then posting on there. So they need to have like a Yelp account. But Google's a solid one. And I would say Zillow's the other good one.
And after your closings too, we'll contact your client and send them a gift card.
Yeah.
So that's another way after your closings.
Anything else on emails? All right, direct mail. Who is sending direct mail to their sphere of influence or farming or anything like that? Rob, what are you sending?
Birthday cards,
Easy peasy.
we set up a whole birthday club and we're contacting them, asking them for the birth months. Then we put it in a card system that automatically sends it out,
What kind of feedback do you get from it?
not much,
Not much?
get some. My friends especially, the people we don't know, we're having a hard time,
Yeah.
but we're trying,
Do you follow up with a phone call the month after or make sure they got it, whatever it may be?
we're trying.
Yeah. So that's the powerful thing I would tell you about direct mail as well, is it's an excuse for a phone call. Hey, I wanna make sure you got blank, whatever it may be. An excuse to have a conversation with them. Handwritten notes. Yes, you're doing handwritten notes?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just started with
it's the best. It's the best. Takes more time, right? How do we find the time? There are companies that do notes for you now that look like they're all handwritten as well.
But you can still tell.
Yeah, absolutely. There are companies that actually do, like, it's like a pen that's doing it. So it gets as close as possible if you're trying to do this in mass, right? The key thing is a handwritten note is showing that you took time, right? And the easiest thing to do is if you set up a smart plan that just tells you, Patrick, send handwritten cards to this many people. whoever it may be, or you hit each month, you hit a different last name. We have a whole system for that if you wanna follow it, like A and Ws, do all the A and Ws in 1 month, all the B and Es.
Is that
Every
the
month.
plan?
No, it's another agent, does it, coaching program does it, and it just tells you the whole list for the year, like what to follow up with, and they separate it based off of. I guess they have statistics on how many people would have a last name starting with whatever, and so they partner them up, like less people have E with the beginning and last name, more people have B, so they put Bs and Es together. And you can remember B and E for like bacon and eggs, breaking and entering, things like that, A and W root beer. So handwritten notes, I still think are one of the best. Repeat content from the email. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. If you sent something juicy in email and you really want people to see it, send it out via postcard, the next month or a month after that. A newsletter being mailed. Again, the consistency is key with this. If they can expect they're going to hear from you every month via mail, people will look forward to it, as long as it's content. As you can tell here, I didn't put anything in here that says, market update as far as like what homes are for sale and things like that. People aren't looking on those cards for homes that are for sale. They're gonna go on Zillow, right? They're gonna have a notification if they wanna see it. So can you send that? Yes. Do most people send that? Absolutely. I would tell you to take it a step further and really put something on there that would at least make them go before they throw it in the trash, right?
Put a home valuation directly to that, you're just sending them how much the value of their home is.
Core Fact is a service that will send out, you can pay for a piece of technology that you can then put a QR code on the postcard that you send, and it says like, curious what your home could get in today's market, scan this QR code and we'll give you a home valuation. It's not gonna give it to them on that card. Now, I will tell you that anyone who owns a home in your database should get one random CMA from you a year. What does that look like? Let's say it's February. I would pick out a handful of people each week, just do a random CMA for Priyanka's house, and then I would go stop by and give her that CMA, or I'd mail it to them. Because if I'm gonna trust you with my most expensive asset, I wanna know you care about my assets, right? So you gotta show it. So random CMAs, I think, are a fantastic thing to send to people, but you can do it just by sending out something that says, hey, if you're curious, just scan this QR code. It can take them to a landing page that they type their address in, and it kind of gives them a zestimate, if you will. And then you can follow up with a more deep analysis one, or just that QR code goes to a little, Google sheet that says your question. Yeah.
So, I know this lady, I've never met her, but I know her because, her son is 2 years senior to my daughter in the same college, and graduated. But, I was just texting her the other day, and she has moved to Las Vegas, but still has her townhouse here.
Yeah.
So, and she has been, noticing me on Facebook now, so she texted and everything. So now she's thinking, that we are not moving back to Bay Area. And eventually, she wants to sell her house, so I told her, that, okay, I need to send me your email address and I'll share the market data with you.
Yeah.
So of course, at Phyllis, I shared the market data. So now next month, and I still don't know the address for her house, but that's the plan, that I'll ask the address for her house. So.
Look it up in tax records.
Huh?
Look her up in the tax records.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, find that thing.
Mhm.
Find that sucker, yeah, don't wait for them, but yes. That's a fantastic relationship to have. When they're here, they're getting info from a bunch of people. When they're outside of the city and they have a house in the city, they're just getting kind of passive touches, right? They, look up non-owner occupied and they send them stuff like, I can manage your property, look at how much your house is worth, but the actual connection, that's worth $1 million. Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
But all these services, you could hire somebody to send them out for you.
100%. Core Fact, I think, is the easiest
Yeah,
and cheapest one, 100%.
But again, if you're not doing any business, you're like just shutting out more money,
Exactly.
That's
that's-
the trade-off.
It's always a trade-off. And I would tell you, especially here in the Bay Area, unless you're this, super social person, you're gonna have to spend a little bit into your business to be able to get something out of it, cause I mean, you sell a $1.6 million, I mean, you're getting lots of money from it. So it's a worthy investment, but definitely don't do something 1 month and then you're out of budget in 3 months, right? And you can't do it for the full year. So make sure you can at least commit a year to this kind of stuff. And I'll tell you these things, especially if you're sending it to your database, consistency for as long as you're in business is key. You don't want to go up and down with it. Holiday recipes. I used to be a poo-pooer on this. Then I found out how many people use the recipes that I would send them. And I went door knock, so I would use it door knocking. I didn't have money. This was in Sacramento, brand new agent, didn't have money to put into the business. I was 22. And I just would do a door knocking and I would put the recipes on the flyer that I would draw. And then the next month, when I went and knocked on the door, they're like, oh, there's no recipe on this one. I had several houses tell me that. And I was like, oh, you did the recipe? And they're like, yeah, it was great. Like it was a Thanksgiving recipe. And you hear more and more people that they find success. They send out the magazine, American Lifestyle magazine, where you can brand it to yourself. If you guys haven't heard of that, it's another one if you want to spend some money. But people use the recipes that are inside of every one of those things. Do you use the recipes? Yeah.
I do, I get it from some agent in Intel.
Yeah, exactly. So recipes are a great one, especially if it's something interesting. I can't tell you how many times if I'm scrolling on social media or anything like that, and I see food that's good, I stop. You stop? I stop. Yeah, we all stop. Everyone stops. So you see a really good, and even I want you to think about this. Shout out other businesses. Did you have a really good, taco from this one place? Call and say, can I talk to the owner? I just want to tell him how amazing the food was, and say, I'd love to highlight you on a piece of mailer that I'm going to send out. Would you be willing to give a little discount for people that I'm sending this all out to? I'll spend the money to send it out. Give me $5 off, give me 25% off, something to be able to give to one taco free, whatever it may be, right? But that's value that you can give that people are going to think about you. I want people to think about you, not just think you're just another person selling real estate. That's what we want to get away from. You really want to be able to make a connection from this. Community updates, these are big for people, so update people on what's going on in the community. This is especially for anyone who's farming. Buying and selling guides, so tips around that. There's really cool graphics for that. If you guys just do some Googling, connect with Kelsey, who does the research for you. But there's great ways to be able to convey this. Again, we're not going to all engage in the content, but we're going to see your business acumen with this. They're going to see when it is time or when I need to refer that they're going to come back to you. And this is a new one I heard. I met someone from, where is she? Can't remember, different brokerage. Does about 16, 20 million a year. She sends scratchers to everyone in her database every month. Now we can get scratchers for, about $5, right? You can get cheap little things, but it's a cool little thing that's a little memorable. Has anyone got a scratcher in the mail from someone you don't really, you have?
My insurance agent sends them to me all the time for referrals.
Okay, nice, yeah.
Sends me a thank you card with a scratcher in it.
And do you scratch it right away?
Of course.
Hell yeah, absolutely. So that's another fun
I
thing.
save them for when she sends me a referral, I send her the same ticket.
Or send her the already scratched one and say, hey, there's a number on the back you can call.
Yeah, I saved you the effort of scratching.
Yeah.
Well, one of the agents, in productivity, they gave us a great idea about, when you're farming during St. Patty's Day, send out a lottery, right?
Yeah,
Especially around that time, because you need to send something, so.
that's something that sticks out, right? So that's what I'm saying, put some thought into what you're putting out there. Don't just, find what Joe Schmo is doing and emulate what that is, okay? Any other thoughts on direct mail, things you've seen that you've liked from something you've received? No?
You could put a QR code to a video and you
Yeah.
can see yourself. And stuff like that, so have that more personal, cut.
QR codes are your little cheat code, I think, for being able to add more content. Don't spackle the card with a bunch of QR codes. You wanna limit it to maybe one on the front, one on the back if you're gonna do that, but absolutely, and the other thing I would say is your digital presence, like we were talking about social media, it has to be there. I don't want people Googling your name and there's no website that comes up, or the MLS comes up without your photo on the freaking MLS site, right? It's not a good look. Talking deep, you were putting your photo on your app, you're like, my photo needs to be there, absolutely needs to be there. So just your sheer basics of having a website that's active, doesn't have to be the sexiest website, but people wanna see that, and that's where, you know, getting your friends and family and past coworkers and stuff to fill out testimonials for you, so that there's at least something on there if you haven't sold a house. It does help that, because when people are Googling you, you wanna make sure there's something on there. All right, this is where we made a killing, our client events. We always dominated with client events. Sounds expensive, does not have to be expensive. You can do thoughtful stuff. Start from the top, happy hour. That's an easy one, couple $100, get people together. I have a lender friend who does this every month, where she allows her clients and real estate agents to come together essentially, and she uses it for everybody. And she allows her real estate agent friends to invite their clients to it, so she potentially gains more and more clients. So make sure you're opening up your client events for other people to invite their friends and stuff too, because the more the merrier. And you always make sure they register for it. Group tastings, another one, easy peasy, get a group of people. You wanna go try some whiskey? Wanna go try some wine, right? Easy, but it's appreciation for what people are doing for you by sending new referrals. Picnic in the park was our number one. We would grill hamburgers, hot dogs, we would do face painting, balloon animals, and a jumpy house. And we would have 200+ people every year. We would do this. We did it in July or August every year. And it would always sell out. We would always have too many people trying to go to this event, and it was not costly. We did, how much did it cost for the Sunnyvale Park? Was it $80? When we did our picnic, I think it was like $80 to get the park. The balloon animal person, a couple $100. The face painter is a couple $100. Hamburgers and hot dogs, Costco are a couple $100, right? So like $1,000, you can throw a huge party for people. Huh? Easter egg hunt, another easy one. So holiday stuff. Easy. Are you guys hot or cold or anything? You're cold. Holiday stuff. Easy to lean into. Easy to lean into. Pie giveaways, yes.
I was on, my friend actually sent me a picture of, like someone farming, and they took pumpkins, and they like put like a little card, and they wrapped it around the stem.
Yeah.
And speaking of holidays, like everybody's so excited for Halloween, like that would be such a great opportunity for, especially if you, like you're really talking about like farming in your area, and that would be really fun for you.
Can you tell the story about the is it tomatoes? What was it? Yeah, tomatoes. Tell the story about that.
Okay, so my farm, there's this really kick-ass agent, she's kind of old now, she's not doing as much business in my neighborhood. But he used to send out these tomato plants, tomato seeds, and then grow a tomato, and then the best tomato plant would get like a $55 gift card. And there was one time that, you know, so I met him at an open house, and I said, hey, you know, Mr. Garvey, I really miss your tomato contest these days, so why don't you do that anymore? And the next day, he sent like a bunch of cherry tomatoes for us. That was like amazing. And the other time he does these 4th of July flags, which is pretty common. But one time he forgot to put a flag, or he must have put it, but it wasn't in front of my house, and my son asked, where's our flag this year? And I called him up and I said that, Mr. Garvey, no flag this year? And he sent us like 5 different sizes of flags because he missed our house. So that was like really amazing.
That's where you want to get to. The consistency led to your brain, now have you bought or sold a house with him?
No,
No, but you still call him, right?
no, I mean, I just meet him like.
Yeah. Here and there, yeah, you would have went to Robin. So this is where you wanna get in your relationship with people, that they feel comfortable calling you and say, I didn't get my scratcher when I sent you the referral, right? You wanna get into that kind of repeatable style with things. The holidays are a great time for giveaways, doing little pumpkins, things like that. There's so many DIY stuff on TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, right? You'll find all these different ways to do fun little cute things. These are things that people want to know about. You can send out stuff on creating those things, or you go and throw the party yourself. The little pumpkin patch thing. I'm meeting with an agent from Compass on Thursday, and they're like, hey, I can meet with you on Thursday, but we're supposed to either get our pumpkins for our pumpkin patch thing on Thursday or Friday, so we'll have to cancel if we're meeting on Thursday. These are the things that you want your clients to remember and constantly come back to. Movie release. This one was easy peasy. Rent out a movie theater. You just do one theater. You don't have to, I'm not saying rent out the entire facility. And you got something that's coming up. Let's say a big release. The Barbie movie is going to be coming out in a couple months. And so you call ahead and you say, hey, I'd like to rent a theater, one of the theaters. You buy out all the tickets, and then you're going to give those tickets and a little coupon to your clients for popcorn and a soda. It was the easiest one. I call Gavin up and I say, hey, I don't know if you saw, but that Barbie movie's coming out, and I know you're into that kind of stuff. I would love to invite you and your family to go to the movies. Are you available this next Saturday?
I'll be busy.
Yeah, you'd probably be busy. That's okay, right? We're supposed to, thank you for the invite. But I'll say, how many tickets do you want? Oh, we'll take 4. Then you go, you deliver the tickets. So I just got one phone call for the year. Then I go meet them in person to give the tickets, or have them stop by the office for the tickets. Then they come to the event. I say hi to them. They go in the theater. I'm out of there. I'm gone. I'm not spending all day at this thing. And everyone loves going to the movies. Everybody loves going to the movies. So this was the easy one. And I think it cost us $2,000 for whole theater, popcorn and soda. And we saw Avengers. Gotta spend money, make money sometimes. Info seminar. This is something I don't think people are leaning to enough. Wealth building. Get a financial advisor. They love to find new clients. Offer that you'll have a free class that's going to be taught. I just was told yesterday, financial advisors are in that realm. They're not allowed to market direct to people sometimes. So they have to use another avenue to be able to get there. And they can use a real estate agent. So those are some of the relationships to be able to give to people. 1031 exchanges, anything that you can think of that when we're talking about building wealth, there's someone who owns a house that would give value to them. You can provide a seminar for that. Wellness event, going on hikes, yoga, group yoga, different things like that. These are great events to invite people to. That person I told you has 50 VIP clients. That's all she does with them. She goes on hikes, yoga, girls' nights. They go to wine tastings, things like that. They do them, I think, at least once a month, but they all love it. They all are into it. They're not going to miss it every month. Ice cream social. This one's easy. Ice cream can be cheap unless you use the ice cream that we use for our little scoops that we did here. It's expensive. So here's an easy way to do this. You go into a local ice cream place, right? So find an area that maybe a lot of your database is in, or if you're farming in a neighborhood, whatever it may be. And you tell your entire database, hey, I'm going to be at boom, boom from this time to this time. Come down and get a free scoop on me. You make a deal with the ice cream shop. Anyone who gives you my business card gets put on a tab, a scoop for each one of them. You meet them outside of the shop. They come in with their kids. They're like, hey, Namisha, how's it going? You have the conversation. Da, 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 da. Great, go in and get your free scoop. They go inside, get their ice cream, come back out. Simple, easy peasy. And you're paying for whoever made the time to come down to get that free scoop of ice cream.
Yeah, everybody loves free stuff.
Everyone loves free stuff. Sporting event, these ones become a little bit more expensive unless you're playing the sport. So you can, I just talked to someone yesterday who has a badminton club that she invites her clients to, and they go and play badminton every month. Boom, boom, boom. Something that you enjoy doing, invite your database to go do it with you. What happens when that happens? You're finding like-minded people who start getting into you because we have the same interests versus not knowing who you are as a person. And then the more expensive route is buying a bunch of tickets at a Giants game, a San Jose Giants game, and going that route. There was a guy at Mega Camp who is a big Cincinnati Reds fan, and he spends a hefty amount of money. And it's a one client that he does this is his big event each year where he sends everyone free tickets. They all get to go to the game together. He does a huge tailgate outside of it. And then they all go into the game together, but people look forward to it every year. Now, let's say that costs, I'm throwing a number out, $30,000. A lot of money. What is the commission on $3 million house?
90,000.
Oh, look at that ROI. That's crazy. Just like that, you made it back from one. Just from one. You can get a lot of tickets for $30,000. Yeah, absolutely. So that's where I want your guys' mind at. We want to think about ROI when it comes to this stuff. Yes, it is a lot of money to spend, and I don't want you all going out right now and signing over $30,000 for that stuff. But that's where I want. We're not in this for a year. We're in this for a career. So we got to do the hustle and bustle right now. If we don't feel like our pipeline's where it needs to be at, we want to make the deposits, plant the seeds for when things start to turn around, because we know it will, it always does, that we're ready for it. Family photo event, another easy one. Hire a photographer, have them take photos of the family with Santa Claus, maybe a little spring photo shoot, Easter Bunny. Easter Bunny one, I'll tell you, it's very creepy. I've not seen a Easter Bunny outfit that is not creepy, and I've seen the most photos of kids crying with that. So don't go that route. But spring photos, just hey, refresh your family portrait. Your kid's older now. Take another photo, right? That one's relatively inexpensive, and then you can offer to pay for the print and things like that as well. That's a really good thing to do. But again, this is showing the effort that you're putting into people. Questions, thoughts? What are some events that you guys do for people? Yeah.
That's just some thoughts, and some questions, but, so with farming, right? I don't have a specific farm yet, so a lot of these events I wanna implement with my sphere.
Yes.
And so, I don't know, I guess like my question is like, how much of my sphere do I engage into? Like, is there a priority list that should I be going based on the people that are, cause I don't wanna load my car with
Yeah.
something, like I don't have that much space or.
Yes.
So, like, what should be my priority list? Like, how much do you think is a good?
The people you're closest to are most likely to give you a referral.
Okay.
Now, you're younger.
Yeah.
You could have some people who maybe can't afford a house right now.
Right.
I'm not sprinkling the crap out of them with gifts and things like that.
Yeah,
So I may be finding people who I know either have friends or themselves could potentially buy or sell a house. I try to stick with people who own.
okay,
But Rob asked this question. He has 15,000 people in his database. And he's gonna focus it down to like 100, something around those lines. And the person I keep referring back to has 50 VIP clients. So yeah, you absolutely are going to gauge people down. You can do as simple as A, B, and C. I know you haven't closed anything yet, right? So it's gonna be hard to classify, but you just go based off of your relationship and who you feel is most likely. And then you're gonna get, massage that list as it goes, and you get a referral for someone, they go into that VIP list. But definitely you don't wanna just say everybody, you wanna focus in on the ones that you think. When it comes to like doing Popeyes and things like that, yeah, you don't wanna drive all the way around town or anything like that. But when you're doing like an event that you need to fill, invite as many people as you possibly can, because people are gonna cancel and not come. Does that make sense?
50 is a perfect number.
What'd you say?
I think 50 is about the perfect number, 1 or 2 a day.
Yeah. And again, it's just make it to where you can do it. Just do it. 25's great. Send out some stuff, right? Get it going. But I would tell you always the amount of imprints you're doing is going to yield you the higher income from it. So if you can go up from there and it's possible, go up from there. But if you can't do 15,000. Especially Popeyes, if you're driving to different places, you're gonna be driving all around.
Yeah.
With this traffic now, that's
Well,
insane.
working open houses on the weekend, like the KW system says, focusing on listings, it really only gives you 5 days a week. So if you got 50, you're doing 10 cards a day or something,
Yeah.
5 cards a day.
Yeah,
And touches and texts and what you're talking about on the board.
yeah, 100%. The key is to find the system, the way you're gonna do it. Not everyone's doing open houses on the weekend. And find where it makes sense for you, but get it done consistently. That's what we wanna do.
Hi, Eric.
Repeatable, scalable. I'm Marina. Oh, it's the Popeye Queen.
Yeah, I just wanted to share that I have a couple clients in the East Bay. So I usually what I do is quarterly Popeyes. And then I go last week I went to Martinez. And so my client invited me to her house, we chatted. And yesterday she called me and actually text my lender and the helper and me. And she basically said, here's the client that I have from she owns a restaurant. A client, he's looking for a home. If he doesn't call you by tomorrow, let me know because I'm going to see him on Wednesday. So when he stopped by, so I'm going to make sure that he calls you right there. So Pop for me work. I do quarterly. Basically, I'm already planning for Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas and New Year's.
You're gonna do Popeyes each month?
No, I do them every quarter.
Oh, every quarter, okay.
Yeah. And so for some people, it will be Thanksgiving, right? Pies and all that. For other people, it will be wine in December. So it's depending, how you want to do it. And depending your clients, I have a lot of families, but I also have single people. So depending on, what they like, I kind of separate them. But I do them quarterly. And so I think besides writing the birthday cards, the thank you cards, any anniversaries, now I'm collecting all their anniversaries, right? And then you call them and then you text them and then you stop by and do face to face. To me, that has changed because you have 5 minutes, 10 minutes face to face, and I just get referrals right after I see them.
I love it.
Yeah.
So you can see, especially with what Myrna's saying here, that you don't have to take this exactly and make it your 4 phone calls or a quarterly phone call. Your Popeye, your call, and then an email that you send can all be from the same swoop that you're doing there. You call them to, if you're doing a client event, you call them to invite them to the event. Then you go stop by and see them to give them tickets, whatever it may be. And then you see them at the event. Or if they didn't go to the event, you're calling them after again, say, I missed you, Rob. I didn't see you at the event. We'll get you next time. Right. And so that's 2 phone calls right there. So this doesn't have to be complicated. You gotta, spin it on your own thing. And that's a great example of what Myrna's doing there, where you were just asking Afshin, she's not taking all of the pumpkins, loading in the car and hitting everybody. She's saying, okay, this group of people I'm gonna hit for pumpkins. This group of people are gonna be a little Thanksgiving stuffing thing. And then Christmas I'm gonna do, or December, I'm gonna do these other people. So break it down to quarterly. I think that's a fantastic way to chunk it down. Well done, Myrna.
Thanks, and it works.
Round of applause for Myrna. And then if you guys don't notice from what I'm showing you here, it goes cheap, cheaper, expensive, expensive, right? So start with getting the emails out, then send some direct mail stuff, or add in some items of value, maybe a little client event, you do ice cream social. don't just blow the budget on all this stuff. You want to test things out when it comes to this, but your emails and direct mail, that's something you can do with not spending a ton of money. 4 items of value a year, again, so once a quarter. These don't have to be massive things. A vendor directory is an item of value, right? Make a little printed thing that they can put in their junk drawer. It's also fun to talk to people. They all have junk drawers. Do we all have junk drawers? Do you all have junk drawers? Okay. They call them different things, but everyone has a junk drawer. So vendor directory, local sports schedule, that's another easy one, little magnet put up on the fridge. I think those things are cheesy, and yet what is on my fridge when I got it for free? Put it up there.
Speaking of magnets, so I rent right now, and my landlord has a magnet from this old village from Coldwell. And every single time I get my water, I stare at her face. And it's like, it's one of those things where it like does like measurements for you, like this is how many teaspoons.
Oh, yeah.
are equal. But it's like such a great thing, because every time I get water, like in that moment, I always think of her. And I don't know, just like that really works.
Well,
You never know where it's gonna end up.
I'm glad you said that, because I specifically did not put like some of those cheesier ones like the magnets or calendar, things like that, because I think those are, it's what everyone, notepad is another good one. People put that by the phone, whatever it may be. I type everything in my phone. So I don't ever use a notepad, and I get on my wife she writes a grocery list, handwrites it, and what do we forget every time we go to the store? The grocery list. It's like, type it into your phone, take a photo of it, something. But yes, you never know. I had, when I first started door knocking, we would hand out notepad. I would door knock with this realtor, and he would hand out notepads, and I'm like, dude, this thing's got your face all over it and everything. Like, what are people doing with these notepads? And then his daughter is at this school, and she was doing she was like the office assistant or whatever, like TA kind of thing, whatever. And someone came in with like a parent's note, and what was it written on? His notepad. So it's right. You never know. And some people just chuck that stuff, but you never know. Especially things like, when you need to know a measurement, right? I'm asking Siri all the time, good, she didn't turn on. I'm asking her all the time measurements on things. So absolutely. So local sports schedule is a good example of that. Local treats. He was talking about, oh my gosh. Kenny was talking about this local cookie that they provided to their clients. I always like highlighting local businesses that are providing things, because I think that shows people that you care about local community, and you're giving them a sweet treat. So treats are a fantastic thing to give to people. Not as costly, it's easy, it's thoughtful, and people love treats. Only problem I have with it is it's gone after a while, right? They remember it, hopefully, but it's gone, they can't see it. Were you gonna ask a question? No. Client branded gifts. Different than agent branded gifts, right? Now, I think Cutco works, I do, but I honestly, personally, don't think people love like getting a cutting board and their realtor's information is on it, or a knife that has their real estate agent's thing on there. Put their information on there. They will appreciate that more. They're still gonna remember you because you're the one who gave it to them, okay? So I think client branded gifts are fantastic. Someone just had a baby. What are you doing? Make the baby a sign. Do something fun as far as that's concerned. So client branded gifts are great. Kitchen sets over multiple years. So we did this thing. We didn't do it over multiple years, but we did it over multiple quarters, where we had a full wine gift essentially. So our 4 gifts that we were giving were a little charcuterie board, it was a 4-glass set. We gave 2 glasses, 1 quarter, and another 2 glasses, another quarter, and a bottle of wine, the other one. So it was kind of like a full thing that all went together. And then we themed a couple years after each other that way. So kitchen sets over multiple years is a great thing. With Cutco, you can do that as well. Get them a little set of Cutco, and then you can add more to the Cutco if you wanted to. That's something that they love. Subscription services. Okay. Who has Netflix? Hold up one finger if you have Netflix. Do you also have any other subscriptions? We got Disney Plus, yeah, it goes up and up and up. How nice would it be if you said thank you and hey, here's a month off of your Netflix. I got you this month, right? Not expensive. Is it $17 now? What are we paying for Netflix now? Yeah.
Almost 17.
Yeah. So think of things like that. BarkBox. Who's heard of BarkBox? Is there a BarkBox? My client has a dog. I give him a 6-month subscription to this thing that gives treats and toys. So every month they're getting something from me for their animal. Again, you want to go right to their heart. Their pet sometimes is their child. Themed gift baskets, again, holiday time, keep it simple. These aren't things that you really have to rack your brain with. You do a little bit of Googling, you get in the mode with it, and then you're leaning into it. Again, it's the consistency of doing it. Professional service is another one. Who has paid for someone to hang their lights? Has anyone ever done that before? Okay, well, people out here love that stuff. So you can do professional services, power washing, tune-ups for items inside the house, things like that. So provide professional services to people. Again, you want to show that you care about them, you're empathetic to them, you're helping them with owning their house. And then something of meaning to you. So I'll tell you this quick story and we'll wrap it up. We have an agent who gifts a candle every time she goes on a listing appointment. Kenny and team back there, they do lucky socks every time they go on an appointment. Gifts a candle, and that candle has special meaning to her because her mom would light that candle. Her mom's passed, but her mom would light that candle not every day, but all the time in their house. And so that candle reminds her of her mother, and then she shares a nice story with her mother. So she goes on this appointment, gifts the candle, and the people are going to be leaving for a couple months to Europe, so they're not going to be selling their house in the near future. She got 3 separate messages about that candle from the seller after. First, it was thanking her. I can't believe you came and gave us a gift. The second one was, I lit the candle. It smells amazing. And the third one was, I already gifted that candle to 2 other people. That same scent. I love it. Right. So when you bring in stuff that means something to you and you deliver that to your clients, it's doing a couple things. One, it's the gift, it's nice, but you're being vulnerable with them and you're showing them compassion around it. Because we all have, it's just like when you see those posts like with a motivational quote, it's going to hit for some people. They're going to go, Priyanka and I, we think alike. Like, this is a great quote, getting me through today, motivating me for today. And some people it's not going to hit with. But it's about the ones where we feel that we're like-minded, that you also have that emotion and you're giving that vulnerability. So give them stuff that has meaning to you. Questions or thoughts on gifts of value, items of value? We're almost done. All right, this is the simplest one. 4 calls. You should talk to them 4 times a year. Once a quarter is the easiest way to split it up, or if you're doing an event, you're going to get a couple calls in. Make the calls about them. Do not make it about you and your referrals. It's all about that connection. So, you asked the question on the connection. You have to make sure that you're asking questions and that you're listening. Those are the easiest 2 things that you're doing. You want to have the questions already ahead of time before you get on the phone with someone. So know what you're going to ask them. And I use 4: family, occupation, recreations, dream, right? Super simple, right? How's the kids? How's your family doing? Occupation, how's work going? Very, very easy, right? And you need to be a conversationalist. And Priyanka, I think the 2 of us, or the 3 of us, we were talking about this. Being a conversationalist is not something that comes natural to people. But when we're working with people, and that's where I think Radha, what she does really well, is it's natural for her to keep that conversation going and asking key and poignant questions that are going to help move them along, show that she has her expertise, and show that she's listening to them and cares about what they actually are saying. The other part to making it helpful for the connection, social media. Go snoop social media before you get on the phone with them. See what's going on in their life. When you talk to someone and they didn't engage in your social media posts or anything like that, you know, because we all know the likes and comments that we get, we keep track of it, right? And you bring up something that's on social media, or someone brings up something that they saw on social media. Oh, I saw that you were in Cabo last weekend. Don't you like it? I think we all like it.
Yep.
So it shows that you've taken an interest in them when it comes to that. So use the easy button, go snoop around on social media if they have social media, but in that connection, you're asking questions and you're listening. And when you're listening, you're hearing certain things. Hey, did you guys go on vacation this year? Oh, no, we didn't get a chance to go on vacation this year. Now that can go a lot of different places. Oh, what happened? Why didn't you get to go? They could bring up money. They could bring someone got sick, whatever it may be. Work is just a ton, whatever it is. They bring up, oh yeah, we went to Disneyland. Oh, right. And then you can go on for hours on Disney, anything probably. So you just want to make sure you're moving along in the conversation, but you're making it about them and not, I need to get a referral from this phone call. And I want to share a script that Garrett shared with me yesterday. Myrna and Garrett just went to Los Angeles to meet with someone who is really executing on real estate planner. And this is a script that he uses with his sphere of influence. And he said when he got into real estate, he used this script not to ask for referrals, but to find out if they had anybody that they would refer to. And he said out of like I think it was 300 people that he called, 50 of them or 60 something of them said that they would essentially refer him. So this is a good, not really pokey script, you know, that's not direct and hey, give me a referral, but it's asking them if someone in your database, you know, did have a need, who would you refer them to? Or do you have someone that you would refer them to? And then that helps you know where you stand as far as that's concerned. If they said, oh yeah, Rada Rastagi, that's my girl, she sold me a house 9 years ago. And I got one, you know, wine bottle from it. Okay, you know who you're up against. I've told you all the story about Alan, who had a close friend who had a real estate agent friend, so he never pushed real estate or asked for referrals. Just a couple weeks ago, got a referral from that friend who has an agent for a listing. And it was a person reaching out to Alan, and then he said, hey, how'd you hear about us? And he said, oh, Kevin gave us your name. Kevin has a real estate friend. Why would he go with Alan? So that's where you just always play the long game with people. All right. Ahas. And what are your action steps? So what are your ahas from this? And what's one thing that you're going to do? Someone from Zoom land or in person, give me a couple and then we'll leave.
Send more emails.
Send more emails.
Work on
Amen.
my social media content.
Visibility.
Video, I need to really get comfortable.
Video,
Yeah, video.
social
Gotta
media
get
content.
comfortable with it.
And they all go together, right? If you want to be visible, you should be on social media as well. And if you want to be good on social media, you should be doing video.
I have a question. Is it okay to follow, you can stalk your clients, but is it okay to follow them?
Absolutely,
Of course.
absolutely. 100%. I think it's creepier when you stalk without following,
Without following, yep.
right? They're like, oh, are we friends on Facebook? No. I just know everything you do.
Yeah. I've been tracking you.
Yeah. No, I think 100%. They have it for a reason, right? And they can always not accept it. That's totally okay. But my best follow-up I have with my clients is done on social media. Like it's the easiest. I like something, now it's popping up in my algorithm all the time, easy peasy. Hey.
Yep.
Okay, give me more action items.
Go to work.
Do it,
Giving us
Do it.
about the fall, now we just gotta do it.
do it.
Show up every day.
Someone from Zoom land, give me an aha or an action item.
I think the key for everything is just consistency and don't overthink it. Just do it. Like plan ahead and just go and do it.
I love it. How far ahead are you planning your Popeyes and stuff, Myrna?
So I'm starting to do my systems. So I'm using Asana and I'm basically going up to 2024, Q1 2024.
And how do you, you said you sort them by their likes as far as who you're giving what Popeye to?
Yes, if they have families or if they're single, those are my only two
Okay.
groups.
All right, thank you. Anyone else from Zoom land? Am I just on in the background while you're doing other things? Maybe. All right, scan this QR code and you'll get the presentation if you guys want it.
Oh, yeah,
Okay, adios peeps.
Hold on a second, hold on.
Yeah, no, I'm not taking it off. I mean, it's
Thank you,
nice.
Eric.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for your info, Myrna.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you, Eric.
Absolutely, Jeffrey.